can do this. We've got some baller agents on here today that are going to be sharing with this real estate mastermind ways that they use to generate leads. And look, we all know this right now. He or she who owns the leads makes all the money. And that's what we've got going on. So you're going to love that. You're going to want to grab a pen and paper, maybe some caffeine. I've got some right here. So if I talk fast, it's because I'm from the Midwest. It's how we are for the Midwest. So we talk fast. I think John's going to get our chat box up and running here, and we're going to be.
I'm working on it, Jim.
Working on it, no problem.
It's hard to find. Hard to find here.
Hard to find. It's probably on your main account somewhere on the background.
Yeah, I'm on it. It's still
no
hard.
problem. No problem. Look at that. We've got all right. We got 20 people on already so far, and it's realtors. Well, I've got high noon Eastern Standard Time. I know we have some West Coast people here, so good morning to you. And for those of you across the Midwest, the Central Time Zone stuff, it's going to be lunchtime. We'll get done in time for you to have lunch. It's going to be great. So as I mentioned before, I believe in starting on time and ending on time. So we're going to rock and roll on this thing. In the military, when I was in, they said, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, they said a really bad word that went with it. So we're going to go with it. So here's what we've got today. Realtors helping realtors. Congratulations and welcome to showing up. Look, this is our realtor lead. I know I put an extra syllable in there. Don't make fun of me. It's not realtor, it's realtor lead generation mastermind. And I've got 5 baller agents here today that are each going to be taking 5 minutes to show their best lead generation techniques, their secrets that they have. We believe that realtors should be helping realtors. There should be more collaboration really in the real estate community and less competition. Look, we're all on the same team, right? We're all trying to make more money, have more free time, right? So that we can help as many clients as we can achieve the American dream, which is getting a home. So I'm going to start off right now, right away with our very first speaker. We're going to get going here. And I happen to know this woman very well. She's been doing real estate since 1997. She started when she was 10 years old. That was 26 years ago when she did that. Last year in 2022, her group of agents closed over 800 transactions. Now, she personally did 58 herself, and over 16 million in sales right here out of Central Ohio. And the really cool part about it, you're gonna know she's tan because she spent over 2 months in the Caribbean last year while selling all those homes. And she's getting ready to go for her birthday on Monday down to St. Croix. I'm gonna let Stacy talk. I'm gonna share her screen. I'm gonna get out of her way because we're sharing the same computer here. Hang on 1 second. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that screen. You can see it? All right, cool. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. For some people, good afternoon. So we only have 5 minutes. I'm going to breeze through these. My whole thing today was to think about a brand new agent, maybe an agent that's just getting started. So most of these will cost you nothing or very little. I think you're going to probably hear this a lot today, but your number one resource is obviously going to come from your sphere, your friends, and your family. And I'm going to combine that with bullet point number 2, because the best way to do that is social media. So if you're just getting started, one of the things that I personally do is I have a business page. You're going to need a business page with Facebook and Instagram in order to do paid advertising. But my real estate is done on my personal page because people want to do business with people they know, they love, they trust, they're authentic. So on your personal business page, or on yours, personal page, I can talk today. It should be a 3-to-1 post. So that's 3 things about communities, maybe some of the groups that you're in, the dogs if you're an animal person, but make sure you have a couple times a day a real estate post, because here's the thing, you still have to ask for business. I don't know if you've ever been to a family outing or something like that where you hear your cousin listed a property or something and they tell you, I forgot you were a realtor. Oof. It is not their fault. It's up to us to remind them and to be in their face. Your whole goal with Facebook and your sphere is to try to find what we call your 10 super fans. Some of them are going to be automatic. Your mom probably loves you enough to refer you when she hears somebody, but you want to find 10 people in your sphere that when they're at the grocery store, they're at the ball game, if someone says something about selling or buying real estate, your name just automatically rolls off their lips. So if you had just 10 of these people, by constantly being in the feed, reminding them and asking them for referrals, do me a favor, if you know anybody buying or selling, make sure you mention me. If you have 10 super fans and they give your name out 3 to 5 times a year, that's a pretty good business. Past clients, One thing that I would love to do is go back and tell myself 26 years ago to keep a better database. With your past clients, start making notes. You want to know birthdays, you want to know the dog's names, you want to know the kids' birthdays, and just stay in tune with them. Have client events. You do not, in fact, we heard someone the other day that had, she does not pay a dime for her client events. She goes to a public park in the summer. She has her affiliate partners bring out like a food truck, an ice cream truck, and she invites everybody out. Stay connected with them. Open houses. Even if you don't have listings, open houses, you're going to hear some naysay about them. We pull leads out of open houses all the time. We call them our grand openings if you do have a listing, but at open houses, you've got to be different and you've got to sort. The number one thing you got to do is be nice, be helpful, but if you fear someone has an agent, get them out of the way. You are looking for people that don't have an agent. Connect with them, have a handout. If you don't have a listing, get with someone in your brokerage. Open houses for new builds, connect with some new builds. This one here, REO and reload certifications. There are riches in niches. So these are certifications that you would have to pay for, but become an expert in something. And then that's something that you can talk about very openly. You can host seminars or webinars or Zooms on this stuff. Same with Homes for Heroes, Hometown. These are programs, and get with some of your local lenders if you need to hear more about them. But there are programs out there that will focus on veterans, nurses, doctors, and stuff like that. Learn them and start talking about them on social media. Talk to the sphere that we just talked about, friends and family. Does anybody happen to know a teacher that might be looking for a house? I have a great program. I'd love to help them. Please refer them to me. Affiliate partners. That's going to be your mortgage, your title company. Get with them. Definitely something that we're starting to really do again is home buying seminars. This is something that you can put on with them. A lot of times they'll front the bill. And then be involved in the community. With this is big for us. I'm going to combine it with the last one, which is nonprofits. Remember when we talked about with sphere, friends, and family to be authentic? When you get involved in the community and you give back, you have the right, with our nonprofits, I ask them, can I please market to your sphere of followers? One of our biggest, we're an animal rescue. They have over 10,000 people that they allow me to send stuff out to because I offer to give back to their nonprofit once they close. So that's some of my great ideas. I don't know how you want to switch back in.
So awesome. So people that have questions for Stacy right now, it looks like we are not going to have the chat box working today on this one. So what we're going to do is have you write those down. And then what I'll have you do is after we go through our 5 speakers, then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and circle back to the questions. So if you have specific questions for specific people, write it down. We'll have you raise your hand. We'll unmute you. We'll go from there. And that's my deaf cat in there. I apologize. She sees me on the magic box. She knows she's going to get fed. All right, I'm going to get to our next one. Let's move along on there. Next is going to be Alex. Alex is out of Indy. He actually started real estate back in 2012. So he's been over a decade of selling real estate. He's got a team of 12 agents right now. They did 178 transactions out of Indy, 65 million in sales in 2022 out of the Midwest. So Alex, go ahead and I'm going to unmute you and we'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks everybody for coming in, and Jim for the great intro. I'm going to talk a little bit about if you're new, how would you do this? And then how do you build a presence? It all goes about being recognizable amongst your the neighborhoods that you want to work in the city that you want to be a specialist in. So what I did when I started, I did the grunt work, for sale by owners and expired listings in a particular zip code and neighborhood that I wanted to focus. I then found realtor partners that sold a lot of real estate in the neighborhoods that I wanted to work in, and I would do open houses on Sunday. So I would be cold calling the for sale by owners and expireds during the week, trying to get in front of as many people as possible. Then I'd be sitting in the open houses on Saturday and Sunday. And then I would send direct mail to those exact same neighborhoods. On top of that, I would do, I'm drawing a brain fart here, but in addition to those things, we would do, in addition to the cold calling, what we were doing then is people would see us in the same environment consistently over time. So after I started to build some income and build some presence, I started doing some paid leads through Zillow for the same zip code that I was consistently working in. So what I constantly got from my sphere, my new clients, past clients, people in the neighborhood, it was Alex, we see you everywhere all the time. And as I would acquire more business, I would get my face out into the market. So people would see the mailers, they would see my face on a mailer, they would see my face on a sign, they would go to Zillow to search for houses and they would see my face on Zillow. And so it became, this guy's a market expert. When the reality was I was selling about 10 to 15 houses a year in my first couple of years. But what it did was it built credibility behind everything that I was trying to do. In addition to that, today, I would take it one step further and build your Google presence online. If a realtor is going to be searching for, or if a buyer or seller is going to be searching for real estate agent in Indianapolis, Indiana, my team's going to pop up as one of the highest producing teams on on Google without being somebody that's paid for that space. But it's because we have the most reviews. I think we have 78 or we have 75 5-star reviews and 3 1-star reviews from bots that we can't get to take rid of. So it actually says we have a 4.8 review. So when people can look for somebody that they can know, like, and trust quickly, that's a stranger in a market that they don't traditionally work in, everywhere they're going to go, they're going to see my company, my face, my name tied behind it. So who's the expert in the room? It's going to be our team that sticks to that. In addition, outside of that, we do the traditional things that Stacy talked about. We beat the drum on our sphere. We do 2 client appreciation events a year where we deliver something of some sort. We do a branded contest in the month of February where we drop, this year we did 550 cookie kits with my team's colors. So it's a sugar cookie, some icing packets. We deliver them to the doorstep. It's for families, it's for kids. You should see how many adults love to do it. We put it on the doorstep. They get excited about it. They then tag us on social media, post a picture to social media. We put them in a contest and do a small giveaway for them. It's free branded marketing. In the last 2 years, we've done it. I've had other realtors call and say, if I have to look at your company's logo and branding on my Instagram one more time, I'm going to unfollow you. Can you at least deliver me a box of cookies? At Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do pumpkin pie delivery. So we put it on the doorstep. What I noticed is when you do the events where you ask people to come to you, you may get about 10 to 15% of the people that are actually in your client or in your database. If you deliver it to the doorstep, you guarantee to hit everybody and you get a much greater feedback and much greater response from your clients. And then once a year, we throw a banger of a party. It costs me out of pocket quite a bit of money, but my team, it doesn't cost them anything. Bounce houses, face paint, magicians, food trucks, all this stuff. And it's like, come out, take some of our swag. We say thank you. We appreciate you. And let's spend some time drinking, having fun together and enjoying a beautiful sunny day. Last year was the first time we did it. We had over 400 people come. And as a team, we worked the entire parking lot over the course of a couple hours. And it was probably one of the greatest returns that we could get out of something. I would say if that cost me $15,000, we're getting 10x return on something like that. I will stop there. But if you're interested in learning more about some of the stuff I do with Zillow or the for sale by owner conversations that you could be having or expired listings or anything like that, I'm happy to talk offline. Jim, we'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, that's great. Great job, Alex, on that. Awesome stuff. By the way, for people who are joining late or you're like, those Midwest people talk so fast, this is all being recorded. And so one of the things you're going to get for joining us today is you're going to get a copy of the recording so you can go back and take notes. So just be present right now, and we'll get you a copy of that. To whoever invited you on here, I'll send you the link so you can download to your computer if you find value in it. And I'm sure also we'll be out there on social media with it. So great. So great job on that. Stacy and Alex killing it. So let's keep going here with another superstar. This is Lori Wilson. She is licensed in 3 states. If one state's not enough, she's got all 3. She's got West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. She was actually a broker for many years. She had 130 agents in her brokerage. Now she went back to doing it herself and enjoying life. Right? Sometimes being the broker ain't the best thing, is it, Lori? You can have a lot of headaches, right?
Right.
But she's back selling 15 million a year right now herself. She's crushing it. And we want to hear from Lori. Take it away. Tell everybody the secrets, man. How can they crush it?
Listen, we had this great event in Cincinnati on Tuesday, and there were, I don't even know how many icon agents were there, but you know, if I can sell 15 million in volume, where the average sales price is $150,000, $180,000 a house, if I can do it, you can do it. And it just comes down to outworking everybody else. And that's the way I feel about it. If I'm going to outwork anybody that's out there, but I can't do it without certain tools, right? So the lead generation that is free, that everybody has, you don't have to pay for it. It's right here. This, your phone. If everybody would pull up their phone, pull up their contacts. If you have an iPhone, there's a hashtag when you pull up your phone with your contacts. On the right side, there's the alphabet that goes from top to bottom. At the bottom, there's a hashtag. If you click that hashtag and get to the very bottom, it will tell you how many contacts at the bottom you have. All right. Now, some of them are probably duplicates. I have 4,400 contacts in my phone. That means there are 400 people in here that I can do business with. This is free. Okay. Use it and answer it. One of the biggest mistakes agents make is not answering their phone. Answer your phone. You have no idea how much money you're leaving on the table when you don't answer your phone. The other thing is, you know, following up with past clients. You know, if you sold houses in the past, follow up with them. You don't even have to talk about real estate. Just call them and, how are you doing? How was Christmas? How was your vacation? You should be friends with them on Facebook. You should be wishing them happy birthday. You should be interacting with them, because that puts you in front of them every day, or at least enough on a basis that when it's time for them to move again, you're in their brain. Always go through your MLS, work those expired listings, even work the withdrawals. Okay. Just because someone's withdrawn a listing doesn't mean that they're giving up on selling. They just might not have been happy with the agent they were using. They might have decided to try to sell it themselves. And we're here to tell them they can't do that. They don't need to do that. That's what we're here for. I don't pay for a lot of leads. As a matter of fact, I quit all of that. When I came to EXP, I dropped all of my zip codes that I was paying for with Zillow and Realtor.com, because I use KV Core and KV Core works. And I pay for property boosts for listings. Now, you need to talk to your broker, right? And make sure that this is okay. But I even do property boosts for listings of other EXP agents. Okay, I go in the MLS, and if somebody's got a good listing, I make sure that it's okay with the broker and the listing agent. Can I boost this property? It's $60 for a week. I can generate so many leads on $60, and I love it because I can control that spending. And those leads don't go to 20 other people. They only come to me. So I'm paying for it, but I'm also, now it's up to me. I don't have to pick up the phone in so many seconds, and I'm not competing against other agents for the zip code. So that's my paid lead generation, and it works. And take it from me, if you boost too many properties, you're going to get so much business that you're going to go, oh, I can't handle it all. So be careful and pace yourself. My lead source, like I said, is KV Core. I think it's the best thing on the planet. You know, at our company, we pay $85 a month. And I think if you get it on your own, it's like $600 or $800 a month. I think, I'm not really sure, but I love that. And now I'm getting to a point where I have a lot of referral business from other agents across the country, because I have that access to them all. And they end up, the cool thing is that as you take on referral business, they start telling other agents because they ask each other, right? So right now, a lot of my business is referrals, listings and buyers. And I also get involved with relocation. I like relocation. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah, the referral fee is a little hefty, but it's a good business to be in for me to kind of bridge those slow times, you know, when those things come in real estate that go like this. So I like relocation. And my CRM is, again, I've got to stick with KV Core. There's nothing like it. And the reason I keep it all in one place is because it's all in one place. It's really, really great. One of the other things that I do for lead generation is I created a group called Leadership. And it's all about women and empowering women and mentoring and supporting each other and collaboration. We started out doing it back in October and partnered up with a lender. We do it at the bank once a month. The first time we opened it up, it was 25 people. We've grown to 40 people that come once a month, and they absolutely love it. And it's all about women sharing, life balance and all of those things that everybody has questions about and issues with. So it's really been a good lead generation for me as well, right? Gosh, 60-second advice that I would give to new agents. Get with a mentor, get with somebody you trust, and expect that there's going to be real estate's always learning, always changing. I like to feel like I know everything, and then all of a sudden something happens and I think, okay, I learned something new today. And I've been doing this since 2010. So for those of you that have been in the business for years and years, I think you can agree, you learn something new every day. But if you're brand new and you're just getting started, hook up with someone that will mentor you and show you the ropes, and someone that collaborates and is always willing to share what they do. Doing open houses for agents, yes, that's always great. In my area, it's kind of hit or miss. I never know if people will show up or not. It's just a hit or miss. I like building squeeze pages. Squeeze pages are great. They make our sellers happy. They see their listings on social media. And again, when people click that link, those names and numbers come directly to me. But I think too, getting certifications for new agents, go ahead and get certified in express offers. It's a great way for lead generation, and you just pay a referral fee. So you're not going to put any upfront money out. Very simple. Take the class, get the certification, and just take everything you can get your hands on. Don't discriminate. I don't care what it is. Take it on, because you're going to learn something from every single transaction and every single listing.
Beautiful. Great job, Lori. I appreciate all the insight on that. That was awesome. We've got our next superstar coming up on here, and this is Drew. Now, Drew has a very specific pronunciation for his last name. It's Schrader. Don't call me Schroeder on that. So did I get that right, Drew? I got that.
Yeah.
But look, here's the great part about Drew.
Don't be a Schrader, go for Schrader.
He's been selling real estate since 2003, man. A couple decades. It looks like he started when he was 5. I know, with that young baby face that he has on there. But he was actually, just to get an idea of the type of talent we have on this, he was the #2 individual agent in all of Indy when he was doing that. And then he decided to get out and start leveraging. He decided to start building a team. So just started last year building a team, but they've done 53 million, 107 sales as he's building a team. And he's also spawned quite a few other baller agents who've gone out on their own. One of you heard from earlier, Alex. So you can always tell a leader when they produce other leaders. So Drew, I'm going to spotlight you and let you take over. I think maybe you even have some screen share. Beautiful.
Yeah, I came prepared, show and tell style here. Thanks for having me on the show today. Let's see, slideshow. Can you guys see my screen okay? Yes.
Yep. It's loading up. I think it's loading right now. Should be on in a second.
See here. Let's see here. Nope.
While Drew's doing that, everybody, if you have questions, go ahead and write your questions down, and we are going to give you a chance. This is going to be interactive, but we just muted everybody to keep everybody right now nice and quiet, so the recording is nice. So what you'll do is you'll raise your hand. You can go down to the bottom, and there's a spot where you can raise your hand. It'll bump you to the top of the list, and we are going to call on you. We see your screen, Drew. Go for it.
All right, so I'm here to talk about 3 ways to build a 100% referral-based business. The clock is ticking. I got 5 minutes. So I'm just going to focus on 3 things, guys. Become the resource become the resource for things outside of real estate. As you can see here, I'm a dad to Grayson, Sullivan, and Addison, a husband to Lindsay, a realtor to many. And I am always trying to build others up. I bring my kids into this story because I came home, and I'm sure a lot of the husbands on this call that might have younger children, your wife's maybe running a lot of the carpool duty, and they just take goldfish crackers and throw them all over the car. Well, I said, Lindsay, I'm going to get a car detailer to come to our house to clean the car, and in hopes that we take better care of the car. And then it helped. I then gave out a free car detail. And now, like, to this day, Jim, like, people are, I put two messages just to show you guys, like, do you have a car detail guy that comes out to your car and cleans the interior? You and Lindsay have the coolest mailers that I've ever seen. And talk more about that car detailer. And what that mailer is I just did a story letter, just kind of sharing what who I am, and that kind of goes into like what this next slide's about. Just blending. I do a really good job of being intentional and blending my personal and professional life together. I'm a March Madness basketball junkie. I know I'm going to watch every single game. I know I'm going to take St. Patrick's Day. Last Thursday and Friday, I took it off. I had as many of my friends and realtors, and we all got together and we started a March Madness bracket. And basically I combined with 10 other realtors. We all put $50 in a hat, and we used KV Core to reach out to our sphere. And I think I've got, like, as you can see, there's some touches down here. And I can share the templates of what we use if you guys want to create a system for this next year. But I know I'm doing this. So, like, why wouldn't I? The secret to being successful, in my opinion, is just making other people feel comfortable and making them want to reach out to you for anything, and just being that resource for everything. And I think I've done that just by being consistent and being intentional. I love Christmas. So as you can see here, CDs are kind of going out of style. But what I used to do is I would listen to all the Christmas mixes, all the Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, NSYNC. There's a bunch of country artists, and every year there'd be people would look forward to the consistency of getting Drew's CD in the mail, or I'd hand deliver them. And I got up to like 600 CDs. It was quite the production. But then I would, I switched it over actually to a Spotify playlist, because not too many people own CD players anymore. So now I'm able to reach like 2,000 people via KV Core, and I send it out via text message before Christmas, and I'm still hitting that consistency. And I've done it, gosh, for probably 15 years. And then I wish somebody a happy birthday every day for those agents that are looking, oh, I don't have any money to throw the client appreciation parties that Alex spoke to. I mean, I wish 10 different people a happy birthday this morning. And I don't know if I can play this. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to play it, but it's a funny video, and it's me and my daughter Addison singing happy birthday, and it's making people laugh. And again, it's just showing up, being top of mind, and then providing value, real estate value along the way. So I've got 25 seconds and I'm done, Jim.
And that was awesome. So I love the fact that you are making people feel good, making them laugh. They always remember you for how you made them feel, right? Not just what you said. So I love it. And the family thing, it definitely revolves around real estate, right? Because that's what people are doing. They're building their homes together. It's not just not just shelter, right? It's for their family. So love it. That's great. Let's see here. We are going to go. Great. Awesome. I see her on there. So our next person we're going to talk to, she started when she was 21. I have her tell a little bit of a story, especially being Women's History Month. Stephanie Gilson, we're going to bring on here. I was with her at an event the other day, and she had over, everybody get this, I hope you're listening, don't pass out, $632 million in listings right now. 632 million. And I believe she had in contract close to $250 million or something like that, like almost $1 billion worth of real estate. And we're going to have Stephanie on here. I'm going to find her so I can, oh, there you are. I'm going to highlight you for people to talk. For you to speak. Go for it, Stephanie. Lay it on some people. 632 million. That's more than a lot of agents do in their career. And you got it this year. Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all, everybody, for having me on. You know, one of the things that I have done, it's been 24 years since I've been in this business. I got in this business in 1999, right out of college, as Jim said, at 21 years old. So what do we know about real estate when we're 21 years old? Absolutely nothing. But here's what I did know. I knew that I could outwork anybody. One, Lori said it. I answered my phone. I was available as I made sure that I wanted to get into whatever line of real estate I wanted to be focused in. I made sure to learn as much about it as I could. I get up every day at 4 a.m. and I'm reading. I'm paying attention to what's happening in the market. And more importantly, I'm paying attention to what's happening in our economy, because here's the thing. I've never been the agent that goes out and just lists a listing, right? I've always gone for the massive business skill. Nothing wrong with the one-off listings, nothing wrong with it. It's just, I had a different mindset when I got into real estate. I wanted to build a massive business. And so what we have always focused on, and what my team, myself, has always focused on, is paying attention to the economy. When I got into the industry, I was commercial real estate. Then so many different people said, no, you need to be in residential. You need to be in residential because, you know, you're a female and you're this and you're that. And so I looked at residential, but I looked at it from the standpoint of being that developer side of it. You know, I don't want just one listing. I want gobs and gobs of listings. I want to create 5 years of business. And so I went after those opportunities and paid attention to what was going on around me. I was pulling, you know, the building permits as they got filed. I was looking at the planning and zoning cases that were happening in my town. I was making sure that I showed up to those planning and zoning meetings, because if I couldn't get that developer builder on the phone, by God, I was going to be there supporting him or her in what they were trying to do, which was get their development approved. Whether it was residential, commercial, industrial, you name it, I was there. And so because I continued to show up, I wasn't getting paid, I wasn't making any money to go to those meetings, but I started to create the brand recognition, the one that everybody could rely on, because when they needed that real estate broker's opinion on what it was going to do to the housing prices around the development or what it was going to bring to the area, I was the person they called upon. And so again, I started knowing nothing, but what I started to also realize was no other real estate agents were approaching business in this manner. And as time has gone on, I've always looked for what is the low-hanging fruit. When I say low-hanging fruit, it's not about what is the easiest. It's not about what's the easiest to go out and land. It's about what no other realtor or real estate broker is doing, going after it. I taught a class yesterday where I opened up how I landed over 400 listings in one meeting. In less than 2 hours, I listed over 414 properties. And it was because I started to pay attention to property maintenance cases. Okay, so I'm looking at property maintenance cases in my city of Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. And I start blasting out this messaging in their mailbox, in their email, however, that says, oh, you've shown up on the naughty list. It looks like you have a property that you own that you cannot properly maintain. You need to give me a call. Now, think about that. It's the moment of impact. When you can create a moment of impact, where somebody either gets angry, they get, what the hell is this about? They get curious, right? Because curious is when they pick up the phone and they call. And I don't care if they called me and said, and I know this is being recorded, so I am going to apologize right now for what I'm about to say. If they call and cuss me out and tell me I don't know the first thing about blah, 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 and bleep, 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 I'm like, look, it's okay. You made the naughty list, not me. I'm trying to help you solve. Now let's see here. You've got gutters hanging off your house, or you haven't mowed your lawn, or your tenants are complaining that they haven't had heat since November. What's the deal here? Are you a slumlord, or are you just broke? You know, let's get to the root of the problem here. Yes, I am in fact a real estate broker, but here's what I am. Number one, I am a problem solver, and I am here to come to your rescue. Let's get this stuff taken care of. If you can't maintain it, let's get it sold. Let's cash in on your equity. Let's get it done. And so that's what I've always tried to focus on. Everything that everybody on this call has said today, from Stacy to Drew to Alex to Lori, everything is 1,000,000% right. There's just other ways as well that you can incorporate all of that. And so that's how I've built my business. And 5 years ago, when I decided that, hey, there's only so much business in Louisville, Kentucky, and by God, I want to go out and accomplish the rest of this world, I'm going to go do that too. And here's how I'm going to do it. And so it's just having those big dreams. My favorite thing that somebody ever said to me was, my very first real estate broker I affiliated with, he said, Stephanie, you dream too big and you need to just pull back. And I said, you know what? You can go, bleep, 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 bleep. And I've never stopped dreaming big. And I've never lost the grit, the grind, the work ethic to go out and take this by storm and tell me, have no one to stop me from doing it. So all of this is tremendous. We're going to have so many of these great masterminds. Thanks for letting me have a few seconds there, Jim. And
before you go,
yeah.
I want to ask you about next week, because a lot of people are on here and we're going to get to questions right after this. So if you have questions, just raise your hand, go down to the bottom of the screen and click the raise your hand. It'll take you to the top and we'll unmute you and you'll get to ask a question either to somebody specifically or to the entire panel. Either one, just go ahead and raise your hand. I see Angela, Marcella, you me first, but Stephanie, next week, we're going to have John Tavares from the Carrington Group on speaking about what's going on. Tell everybody about that. What's going on next week?
So next week, we're bringing in Carrington is one of the largest loan servicing companies in America. Okay. So when you're talking about residential home loans, okay, you've got Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Quicken, you name it. You all know about all those companies. Well, the servicing side of those loans are usually done by a third party. Okay. And so when people fall into default, or maybe they've got an arm that's getting ready to adjust and that interest rate's going to skyrocket because they got it 3 years ago. And now all of a sudden interest rates are no longer 2.5%. They're now, 6.5%, 7%, whatever the case might be. They are the loan servicer. We're bringing him on because in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, throughout, I did well over 6,000 short sales. I mastered that. And, because what we have happening in our economy and change is happening, it's not that we're going to fall back into what 08, 9, 10, 11, 12 is, but we want to arm you with the proper ammunition on how you go about this. How do you get prepared for this? Because let me tell you something, those are the times that are opportunistic. That is when you find the most opportunity. And when you find the most opportunity, guess what? You make the most money. Okay. Everybody has loved the last 3 years of real estate because y'all put a sign in the yard and you had multiple offers. All right. That's what I hear. So multiple offers, you didn't do hardly anything. A lot of those agents aren't going to know what to do when it's no longer that way, right? Some of them may never have hosted an open house in their life because they didn't have to. And so now's the time for opportunity. And when you hear the statistics of what he's going to unveil next week, I'm going to tell you right now, between 2020 and December of 2022, there was over $8 trillion in home loans made. Did you hear me? $8 trillion. 10% of them are already in default and having issues. How do we go after that business? How do you all become what I've already done back in the day? How do we teach you to master that market and to go out and build an entire new source of listings? But not only that, how do you really work them to get them to close, right? And so that's what this is about. Bringing not new ideas, because the ideas have been around, but bringing it to you so that you can utilize it, put it into your business, put it into your market, and go out and master it. I made consecutively $2 million, $3 million, $4 million in gross commission income in the worst economic times when most agents were falling out of the business, when they were putting their license in escrow and going and getting a real job. Okay. You can absolutely do that. And that's what we're here to do. We're going to talk about it next week. We're going to continue these series because that's what this is about. Let's utilize what somebody else has already mastered. You don't have to reinvent it. We're going to share it with you.
I love it. Great stuff. That's going to be awesome. It's very timely. What we just had 2 of the 3 biggest banks in American history fold. So that's going to be crazy. We're going to be talking about that. Very relevant information for everybody that's on here. We're super excited about that. So that's next week. By the way, for those of you who are on here, feel free to invite a friend next week. This is, again, agents helping agents, all experience levels. You were invited. Somebody thought enough of you to invite you. You're welcome to invite other people on this. We have an unlimited capacity here to get people on here. And each week we're going to have a topic. And then we're going to open it up to Q&A, just like we're going to do right now. Angela, Marcella, you have been very patient with your hand up. You're going to get a chance to ask your question. We're going to unmute you. I'm doing it right now. If I do it correctly, let's see. It looks like, oh, you're unmuted, Angela. Go for it. Ask your question either to the whole panel or to one person specifically. Go for it.
So thank you for doing this. I came in a little late. So one of the agents was saying that she boost other listings for $60. What is the method that she used for that?
Yeah,
Great question.
hi,
That was
Angela.
Lori Wilson
That was
who
me.
had that. Go for it, Lori.
Yeah, so what I do is I log into my MLS. I search for EXP listings. That's the company I'm with. I look at those listings and look for, our area is so small that, pardon me, I'm coughing. Our area is so small that we don't have to focus on certain parts of town, so what I'll do is, I'm so sorry, is I'll make sure with the listing agent and the broker, it's okay if I market those listings for them. I use Property Boost, which is part of KV Core, and that's our lead generation system. So I go into KV Core, I put the MLS number in, and I pay for that boost, and it's only $60.
Okay.
Yep. And one thing that Lori said that's very important to mention, Angela, and I'm going to let you follow up here, Angela, is make sure, because we have agents from all over the country on here, you check with your broker. It's different from state to state requirements as to whether or not you're allowed to market another agent's listings. And also, I think it's a best practice to talk to that agent too. If they're a listing agent worth their salt, they're going to be happy that you're marketing their listing, but you definitely want to check with them on that. Great answer on that, Lori. Did you have a follow-up to that, Angela? I thought, I didn't want to cut you off. My wife says I cut people off all the time. You're all good? All right, excellent. Anybody else have a question? Just raise your hand. You go down to the bottom and there's a little reaction. You can raise your hand. While we're looking for somebody to raise their hand, Angela gave us a thumbs up. We're good. I have some rapid fire questions here that the panelists did not know that I created, but I threw these out here and I'm going to fire away these. And these are just rapid fire questions. I find that sometimes people get a lot out of this instead of somebody just speaking a long time. I'm just going to take a few seconds to answer each question. And so here's something that I think a lot of people would be interested in. And we'll just go in the same order that we spoke, the 5 of you, just so we can go. You'll unmute and go there. So Stacy will be first on this. What is one lead generation activity someone could do today for zero cost to get business? Go ahead, Stacy. One thing, 10 seconds. What would it be?
I would say get with a new build rep, find an inventory home that's done in carpeting, ask if you can put it on your social media. Don't have to be a paid advertising, and just see if anyone is interested in new builds. Beautiful.
Next would have been Alex.
Support people through your social media like Facebook and Instagram. Lift people up that are having successes and pat people on the back that need that. It's a great avenue and it costs nothing. If you're going to be on your phone, you might as well be telling people what you do and supporting them and being a friend.
Making people feel good. Love it. Lori, 10 seconds.
Go to a local business, do a Facebook or Instagram live with that local business and talk to them about what they offer and what they're doing. And it's free, and you can piggyback off of each other to get maximum notifications and exposure.
That's great. They share it to their people. Love it.
Mhm.
Drew, number one thing somebody could do for no cost today.
I think you uniquely connect phone call, text, social media, direct message with 10 different people every single day and track it. Have a Google Doc or an Excel spreadsheet, write the names down and then repeat. It's consistent. Nothing sexy about it, but it works.
Love it. Stephanie, something somebody could do today for no cost. Number one thing you think they could do to get a lead.
Find your online land records in your county and start looking for less pendants. Those are foreclosure actions. It's not that the house is in foreclosure or the property is already in foreclosure. It's that the first service has been filed, which means there's plenty of time to get it sold.
Beautiful. Okay, so we just talked about free lead sources. I want each panelist to say what is their number one paid lead source. Same order. Stacy first.
So for us, it's Homes for Heroes. We're a veteran family. You want to know the cost? Probably $189 a month. And we use it not only with incoming leads, but we're able at that time to market for veterans.
Beautiful. Great. Next one, Alex.
I pay for Zillow. I'm up to spending, people are going to puke at this, but $9,000 a month. 2 years ago, we paid $3,000 a month and generated $355,000 in commission. Those numbers continue to move, but we ebb and flow with it, but we track it and we have an incredible system and operation that supports our entire team.
Love it. Lori, paid source. You're muted, Lori. You're muted.
Can somebody unmute her?
There it goes. There it
There
goes. I kept pushing the button and it wouldn't go. Okay, so paid lead generation source. I also do Homes for Heroes and get on other platforms like HomeLight, relocation services, get service certified in that, and express offers.
Beautiful. Drew, your number one paid source.
Client appreciation party, something that fits you and your brand. I've got 3 kids. They see Santa every year, so I throw a client appreciation party. I dress up like Buddy the Elf and everybody gets to see Santa Claus.
That's awesome. I want pictures of that. Stephanie, number one paid source for you that somebody could use.
So number one paid source is Reonomy, and that's actually one of our tools on the EXP commercial side. But Reonomy you can pay for, you can subscribe to it. And what I do is I pull loans coming due in the next 6 months, and I solicit all of those property owners. We have listed just this week 2 different hotels, one for 5 million, one for 50 million, off of doing that.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay, great. Rapid fire again, going through everybody here. I don't see any hands up, so I'm going to keep going with these. Your CRM that you use and the cost of it, Stacy.
KV Core included with EXP.
Got it. Alex.
KV Core, but I would say the best CRM out there is the one that you use. There's a million of them. Make sure you're using one of them.
Gold star today for Alex. Number one answer of the day. Yep. Whichever one you use. I love that. Next one, Lori.
Yeah, KV Core, and use it just like Alex said.
Beautiful. Drew.
I was a Google Excel spreadsheet wizard until I discovered KV Core, and I went from like a top sales guy to a true business owner because of that move.
Got it. Beautiful. And Stephanie Gillis, your CRM that you use?
For residential, KV Core all the way. And then on the commercial side, we use a system called Agent Hub.
Agent Hub on commercial. Excellent. Love that. Love that. All right, great. So rapid fire, no hands up. Anybody has a question, raise your hand. We'll come to you because this is interactive. It's not a speech. If anybody gets one, you'll pop to the top and we'll call on you. All right, so here's a good one. Everybody says you got to, in real estate, you got to be in social media. Do social media, do social media. But there's so many different platforms and stuff out there. So you get to pick one. Okay, so the panelists, again, one. What social media platform, just one, gives you the most high quality leads? Stacy, go ahead.
So I forgot to mention this on my 5 minutes. So definitely Facebook. And one thing I do to make sure I stay in touch with everybody is every day it has the birthdays. I heard Drew said something about it too. I do something really quirky, kind of like what Drew was talking to be funny. I go to Snapchat, make a 10-second like video. And like the last one I did was me racing a car, you know, it's just my head and a crazy car thing. And I did one 10-second video and it said, I'm racing to wish you a happy birthday before everybody else. And I sent it to everybody that had upcoming birthdays. If you do that every day and make something goofy and send not just a happy birthday on their thing, it keeps you in front of people and they're probably going to send a message back where you want to start that dialogue. How you been? How are the kids?
Connection. Love it. Number one social media platform that you use, Alex?
I've fought against social media as a business platform for 10 years up until the last like 6 months. I'm trying to increase my presence and encouraging my team to use Instagram. A guy on our team posted an Instagram reel about a month ago, and today we're listing a $1.1 million listing because of it. So I would say our biggest success as a team comes from Instagram.
Instagram Reels. Interesting. People love video, don't they? Lori, number one social media platform for you?
Instagram Reels.
Instagram Reels. There you go. Drew, you?
I like Instagram stories, and it just, people are watching those and it kind of shows my everyday authentic and genuine self.
For all of you Instagram users, are you doing the business account then? Is that the one you're using with all the analytics? That's a yes from Drew.
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
same with you and same with Lori.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. All right. And then Stephanie, social media, what are you doing?
All of them, but LinkedIn for me in my line of business.
Everybody heard that. So for commercial, LinkedIn is going to be the bigger one. That's interesting on that. You can't put your hand up on the thing, Candace. You raising your hand? Is that what we got? Hang on here, because you popped to the top. Hang on. Go ahead. I think you should be able to unmute, Candace. Go ahead. You got a question.
Yeah, sorry, I just couldn't find the button, so I just figured I'd raise my hand. So my question's for, I think, Alex. Alex, you said that you had an agent post an Instagram reel and you got a big listing off of that. What was that reel? Like, what did it consist of?
He calls it his Monday movers. And so he gets on and he shares some sort of market data every single Monday centered around the market. And lucky for him, he seconds his secondary business as a sports broadcaster. He's got a voice for the screen. And he's got a face for the screen too. So puts out a great video with good content. He's a clean looking kid and he is consistent in how he does it. And so the now client had reached out and said, Matt, I know you don't know me, but I followed you on Instagram for some time. I saw your reel one day. I've been impressed with what you do. My wife and I are considering putting our home on the market. Would you be interested in coming out to do it? And so Matt and I went out together and met with them. 6% on a $1.1 million listing with a sign in the yard today, and a $250 transaction fee tied behind it. And there was no competition for the listing. So while it's contrary to think that everybody has a realtor, especially at the higher value price points, that is not always the case.
Awesome. Great stuff on this. So here's how you raise your hand on the thing. Down in the bottom, there's a reaction. Raymond, I'm calling on you next. So I saw your hand go up, but down in the reactions, there's a little like smiley face. You click on that and there's a raise hand button, and that takes you to the top because we got a bunch of agents on here. But Raymond, I want to hear your question, man. What's Raymond Plummer, everyone? Question?
Hi, I'm from Carson, California. I'm with EXP. I've been a realtor for a few decades now, but my business has never really been inspired to take off since I started listening to you guys at some of these meetings. And I expect to have a grand year this year. But my question is, the last speaker spoke of the Instagram reel that got them a good hit. Can he share that Instagram users information so that we can take a look at how his reel looked?
Alex, do you have that, or do you have his tagline? What's that called? His little @ thing.
I'm pulling
Next
it up
week
right
we'll type
now.
those in the chat box, won't we, John? Here, hold.
It's Matt, M-A-T-T, Schumacher, SCHUMACKER_. Matt Schumacher _.
Everybody will get the recording of this. You'll be able to go back, and if you can't write it down right now, like if you're driving, Raymond, you'll be able to go back and get this. We're going to send everybody the link so they got it. Awesome. Great question on that. And so we're going to wrap up with this. This is